Under the dreamy moonlight in the lands between, someone came to meet the Tarnished who had just begun his journey.
This way, Tarnished. May I have a word?
The lady introduced herself as Ranni the Witch.
I am the witch Ranni.
Then gave him an artifact that belonged to Torn's old master. And that was the item that could call for spirits unreturned to the Earth Tree, the Spirit Calling Bell.
Forgive mine intrusion, Tarnished. I doubt we shall again meet. But all the same, learn well the lands between. How long will it be, I wonder, before the Tarnished tire of obeisance to the two fingers?
With an uneasy comment, the witch vanished. But the bell she gave to Tarnished had helped him. So much in his journey.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out! Here's the cover!
Thus, the warrior could continue his journey with ease. A howl echoed in the vicinity. The Tarnished inquired a merchant he had known, and the knowledgeable merchant taught him of a sign.
I just have an inkling the two of you might hit it off.
The warrior returned to that same forest and went ahead to try out that gesture.
Who goes there? Carly sent you, did he? Ever the bloody busybody. Maybe to him you don't seem so strange. The name's Blythe. I'm looking for a man who goes by Darrowell. Come tell me if you find him before I do. I can offer you ample reward.
Later, inside a Never jail, the Tarnished found the knight Blythe was looking for and called him forth.
Rotting in a cell is no true justice.
To help the wolf in his quest. Blythe gave his sincere thanks.
Don't say I'm not a man of my word.
And told him of a venerable blacksmith in northern Liurnia.
I sent you, and he'll be sure to treat you right.
After that brief encounter, the Tarnished went on with his journey in Liurnia and found a hidden path by coincidence. A road that led all the way to Caria Manor. Carian family, Queen Renala's bloodline and their manor. During the Shattering, Renala's adversaries and their cuckoo knights had assaulted the manor, but the contemptible knights were all lost to the magic death traps protecting the manor. And in that very place, the Tarnished found the blacksmith Blythe had mentioned.
We don't receive many visitors.
Unlike the usual hostile trolls he encountered, Iji was an intellect with manners.
A blacksmith who once served the Carian royals.
The blacksmith welcomed Blythe's friend and warned him of the traps.
Away from that death trap.
But the Tarnished rode through and easily made it inside the manor. However, the inside of the manor was in worse condition, with monsters resembling Rykart's hands, the Finger Creepers, soldiers protecting the manor in spectral form, trolls that can wield magic, a dragon covered in glintstones, breathing out a menacing enchanted breath. Wondering what or who they could be possibly protecting, the Tarnished went further in. And soon, inside the rise he discovered, he found the answer to his question.
Oh, again we cross paths. I believe I said my name was Ranni when last we met. Intriguing. Then mayhaps fate hath steered thee to this encounter. Wilt thou enter into my service?
Lunar Princess Ranni, the demigod who stole destined death, who brought great confusion to this world, After abandoning her body, she transferred her soul into a doll, resembling Snow Witch, her mentor. And like so, she freed herself from the two fingers, and had been looking for the ancient city, the city of Nokron, and a treasure hidden there. Ranni actually helped him in his journey, unlike the rest of demigods. A lovable sort, rather. The Tarnished became attached and took her offer.
I see. A choice well made.
With
Then
content,
as we
Ranni
proceed
introduced
with
him to her
haste,
servants.
There is in my service.
E.g., the war counselor,
Let alone service to Lady Ranni was in your fate.
and Blythe, the half-wolf.
Glad to have you in the service of Mistress Ranni.
Blythe told the Tarnished to come find him in Zifra River,
See if I can't find the road to Nokron from there.
below the well in Mistwood. So the Tarnished did just so. And below the vivid, starry sky, he met up with Blythe. He met Blythe.
Many unbearable hours later.
Oh, God. It's a Zifra River, not Zifra Cliff. Blythe did manage to find Nokron, as he told the Tarnished,
But I'm absolutely stumped.
but he wasn't able to figure out how to get up there. And Ranni's doll body had side effects. Every once in a while, she had to fall into a slumber. So the Tarnished had to find a way by himself. And found out that Radahn must be taken down to set the Karyan Girl of Stars' destiny
Now
in
he's
motion
the
by
fourth
setting the
revolt
stars
of
free from
stars.
Radahn.
If General Radahn were to die, the stars would resume their movement, and so too would Ranni's destiny.
So Blythe and the Tarnished
them a show
both
to
took part in the festival.
Just don't you go dying on me. For Ranni's sake, too.
And took down the legendary demigod, Radahn, the Star Scourge, in battle. And at last, the constellations resumed their cycle.
And
After a
see that
glorious
afterwards?
battle, the two exchanged their
Star
comments.
Right before our eyes. He was a living legend if ever I saw one. And the path has now been cleared. Let's meet where the falling star bit the earth. We'll take up our souls once more for Mistress Ranni.
Then, at where the stars landed, the Tarnished found a new path opened. And at long last, he could set foot in Nokron, Eternal City. The twin cities of Nokron and Nokstella, the capital of the Nox people who served the night. Some say the Dusk-Eyed Queen had ruled over the Eternal City. But as Golden Order emerged as New Order, the Nox decided to oppose this omnipresent invader from beyond. They fashioned helms to ward off interventions, and forged a blade that could harm the fingers and the greater will, thus committing themselves to high treason. This outraged the greater will, and so it used their sorcery against them to send the terrible beast from the void down to the city, and that born of the void brought ruin, to take away the night sky that the Nox exalted. Thus the two cities were buried underground, under a false night sky, only to wish for a coming age of stars. And now, the Tarnished made it to Nokron. But finding Blythe again was another problem. The warrior could not find him anywhere. Iji told him that Blythe had another task of urgency,
Apparently, a matter of great urgency. And
so it was up to him to find the treasure there.
Treasure of Nokron.
A task of urgency more urgent than this? he found this hard to believe. So the Tarnished, just in case, went back to check the Houndever jail.
Oh, it's you. It's me, Blythe. Old E.G. trapped me here. Told me I'd bring naught but bail to Lady Ranni. But there's no chance that could happen. I'm part of her being. A very shadow. I thought old E.G. knew as much. Honestly, I don't know what's going on anymore.
E.G. had imprisoned Blythe. The Tarnished rushed to confront E.G., but he told him of a concerning fact.
Very well. There is something you should know.
Shadowbound beasts given to gods. Just like how Marika had Meliketh, Blythe was also a vassal given to Empyrean Ranni. The two were like siblings since childhood, and when Ranni chose to walk the dark path, he swore to serve her until the end with E.G. But the ones that had given her the shadow was the Two Fingers. So when Blythe's thoughts to serve Ranni and the intervention of the Two Fingers contradict, poor Blythe would go mad into a horrid curse. This was how free will was taken away, to manipulate one in their favor, the way of the Two Fingers and the greater will.
But such is his destiny. In such matters, Blythe's own thoughts hold no weight. It pains me so. But he must be neutralized. For Lady Ranni's sake.
But thinking of that sense of brotherhood, the Tarnished couldn't just leave him. So he decided to set Blythe free.
My thanks, friend. I'm going to see Mistress Ranni now. I don't know what came over old E.G., but even if the odds are slim, I need to check the mistress is safe.
After seeing Blythe head back, the Tarnished started exploring Nokron. Jumping over one debris after another, he entered the heart of the city illuminated by false sky, to find the result of an attempt by Nox to forge a lord, the Mimic Tier. It had great mechanics, and looked quite dashing too. But it could not mimic one's will. So after slaying Nox Monks and Silver Tears, the Tarnished at last obtained the treasure, the Finger Slayer Blade of Nokron.
My thanks.
And so upon the
Finally,
news,
all the pieces
Ranni
are
was
in
pleased that
place.
all was ready,
Soon must I begin my journey upon the dark path only I may tread. You may leave
and prepared to
now.
walk the dark
It was
path
the
she
brief,
wanted.
But thou gavest me fine service.
After the audience, the Tarnished went on to progress his own quest. But when he went back to check the manor, the tragedy had already begun.
No. I'm part of her very being. I can never betray her, no matter what might happen. Ranni, she needs me.
Blythe was overtaken by madness, like E.G. said. Despite this, solely for Ranni, Blythe made it all the way here, and took down the ones that sought vengeance. The Black Knives holding grudges from the past, but his determination was at its limit. A fight with a fine companion and friend. Devastated to pull out his sword. The Tarnished felt responsible for this. So to the poor knight stripped off of his will, he gave him an honorable end.
unthinkable. How could Blythe? How did he break free from his cell? No. More importantly, Blythe became a curse that plagued Lady Ranni. Yet even in madness, gave himself to her. I've made a grave misjudgment. I'll catch up with you soon enough, Blythe. When I do, I only hope you'll accept my apology.
Later, when he came back, as if he had lost his will to live, Iji had died along with the Black Knife assassin. This was heartbreaking, but there wasn't time to waste. Ranni was alone and was very likely to be in danger. Without hesitation, he entered the way gate that Ranni went to, and arrived at another underground river, Ainsel River, and found a miniature Ranni doll. With deep adoration, thinking of her, the Tarnished talked to the doll.
Oh, a dogged fellow, aren't we? Or is it merely thy habit to talk to dolls? Fine. Fine. I hadn't expected any soul to recognize me in this guise. But now the cat is out the bag. I cannot allow thee thy freedoms. Perform for me a service as recompense. Eliminate the baleful shadows which prowl these lands. The name of Ranni the Witch is already sullied by thee. I will not brook disobedience in this matter.
Orders to dispense the baleful shadows, the Finger's assassins. Ignoring the fact his guilty pleasure was exposed, the Tarnished went up the river and arrived in another eternal city, Noxtella.
Let us speak of the past a while. Even when I turned my back upon the Two Fingers, Blythe remained my loyal ally. Though he was created a vassal for an Empyrean, he was a colossal failure on the part of the Two Fingers. Blythe and Iji both art willing to give too much to me. Yet, they both understand what lieth beyond the dark path, that I must betray everything and rid the world of what came before. Should I add thee to the list? Another one, as kind of heart as they? This form hath loosened my tongue. Forget what thou'st heard. Forget.
Iji and Blythe gave their lives up in service for Ranni. Now it was his turn to put his allegiance to action.
O Shadow, thou art the last. Tell the Two Fingers that Ranni the Witch cometh to rend thy flesh with a fateful wound, ne'er to heal.
Against baleful shadow, shadow of the Two Fingers. In the name of Ranni, he engaged in battle and sent a message to those two cocky fingers.
Beautifully fought. My thanks. 'Twas more of a challenge than I envisioned. Now I can finally stand before them. This is farewell, my dear. Tell Blythe and Iji I love them.
Like so, Ranni left again. With the key she had given him, the Tarnished opened the chest next to Ranala to discover a ring Ranni made for his future consort, the Dark Moon Ring, engraved with a warning that the solitude is better hers alone and leave the ring be. With the unresponsive doll in his hand, the Tarnished followed Ranni's traces and encountered the wretched Void Beast. Asta, natural born of the Void, with magic drawn from the void, and cataclysmic sorceries of gravitation. Aston did not hide his hostility towards him. But even the power that gods feared could not break the warrior's loyal allegiance. With Aster defeated, he went up the lift to arrive in Moonlight Altar, lit by gentle moonlight, and entered the cave inside the temple to be granted audience to the Lunar Princess again. Ranni had killed the two fingers. Upon the sight of this damaged doll, the Tarnished knew exactly what he must do.
So it was thee who would become my lord. Perhaps I needn't have warned thee. I am pleased, however. Thou art a fitting choice. I go now to the night sky. It is there I shall find mine order. I bid thee travel the path of the Lord, and once all is done, we shall see each other once more.
Now Ranni had one final task: end the Golden Age, and bring forth a new world of stars, the moon, and chill night. But that world would not be where the living and the dead coexist. They would be separated completely in different intangible realms. And all divine beings would be gone, including her, to present a world where the living of the lands would forge their own destiny through free will. Just like the world that we live in, here and now. This was the age Ranni envisioned, the age of stars.
Mine will be an order not of gold, but the stars and moon of the chill night. I would keep them far from the earth beneath our feet. As it is now, life and souls and order are bound tightly together. But I would have them at a great remove, and have the certainties of sight, emotion, faith, and touch all become impossibilities. Which is why I would abandon this soil with mine order. Wouldst thou come to me even now, my one and only Lord?
And now, right at the spot where Ranni sat, was an armament of tradition that Carian queens bestows upon her spouse. The Dark Moon Greatsword. And with the blade, the beam of her light, the Tarnished took down the Golden Gods. And when the battle was won, the two reunited at last, just as promised.
The battle is over, I see. I do solemnly swear to every living being and every living soul. Now cometh the age of the stars. 1,000-year voyage under the wisdom of the moon. Here beginneth the chill night that encompasses all, reaching the great beyond. Into fear, doubt, and loneliness, as the path stretcheth into darkness. Let us go together. My dear consort eternal.